Hey y'all. Y'all, this is so weird to me. I feel like I gotta tiptoe in the room. Y'all know, like when you show up late to something, that's how I feel, because it's been so long since I recorded an episode. And honestly, this pop-up episode, this was totally just not even planned. I'm not fully prepared. I'm hopefully the mic that I'm using is okay. I'm not even on my normal setup. But I felt the urge to do this episode. It just kind of hit me, and I wanted to do a little Self-Care Sunday check-in, which I might make it a thing going forward. I kind of like it. It just came to me spur of the moment, and I just wanted to get on and say a few things. So let's get into this intro, and then let's catch up.
Let's do this.
It's showtime.
You're listening to the Thoughts of a Blog Queen podcast.
These are just my thoughts.
With your host, LaRae Renee.
A woman, her thoughts, and a mic.
Are you ready? Check this out.
Okay, so y'all, it's been, oh my God, I'm kind of embarrassed. Let me stop acting like that. Y'all, my regular people, y'all rock with me, whether I take a week off, a month off, 3 months off. I know y'all rock with me, and I appreciate that. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you're listening right now, as always, share it if you want. But anyway, so you guys, I wanted to do this, just kind of like this pop-up episode, just a little Self-Care Sunday check-in episode, because I just feel like it's been a lot going on, right? I feel like right now we're in the middle of something, and it's strange times, it's crazy things going on, and I wanted to make sure that everybody is good. And so I wanted to do this kind of like mental check-in, a Self-Care Sunday check-in, because I feel like we need to make sure we're doing that for ourselves, just checking in with ourselves. And whatever resources that you have, whether you go to a podcast episode, whether you have a book, whether you meditate, whether you talk to someone, whether you set up like a therapy session, whatever it is that you need to do just like a mental check-in to make sure that you're good. Check out your patterns. How have you been acting the past week? How have you been acting the past month? How have you been feeling? There's like so much stuff going on in the news. Crazy things are happening and unfolding right before our eyes. Every time I turn around, there's really a super sad story out. And I think lately what everybody has been kind of really tense about is this whole Shanquella Robinson case. And for me personally, when I tell you guys, it has consumed me. It literally has consumed me. And that's the one thing that I hate about when I'm on social media and I come across something, and because I'm such an empath, I will soak up a lot of the energy of these stories, and it affects me mentally. So this particular case, y'all, has really, when I first seen it surface on my feed and I dug a little deep into it, I just could not believe what I was seeing when the video surfaced, and it really took a toll on me. And I'm gonna tell you what I noticed that a lot of other people are comparing to. The last time I went down a rabbit hole like this with a case was when the Kenneka Jenkins story came out, and that one really effed my head up. And I lost sleep over that. I shed tears over that case, and it never sat right with me, and I really had to do like a lot of energy cleansing to try to put that case behind me and to stop digging in the news articles and the videos and the posts and all of that stuff, because there were so many theories, and it, like I said, it really consumed me. And I found myself going down that same path with this case, and it hurt me to my soul to see what I saw to get this, get the whole story and see everything that has been going on with it. And I know that that is the case for a lot of people. A lot of people are invested in this story, and we really want justice for her. We want justice for her family. And so I just encourage everybody that has been following along with it. Of course, when you're on social media all the time, like myself, when you're blogging and podcasting and, creating all this content, it's inevitable for you're going to see stuff, right? You're going to see it. You can't really escape it unless you just completely disconnect from social media. And honestly, even as content creators, that's something that we have to kind of plug into our calendars, where we just disconnect. Even though that's a part of what we do on a regular basis, we're going to have to disconnect from it. We're going to have to just shut off all access to it, and just, like I said, do kind of like a energy cleanse. I've been burning sage like crazy, just trying to get my thoughts together, get my energy together, get more positive vibes around me, because I don't know, my head has been messed up with that one. So I hope that everybody is really being mindful of that. And because the things that you see on a regular basis, the things that you're taking into your own energy, those are the things that are going to affect you. They're going to affect those around you. They're going to pour out into the things that you are trying to do, your work, performance, your creativity. It's going to mess with all of those things when you're constantly feeding yourself things that are not really, food for your soul. Right. So just be mindful of that. Of course, we want to follow along with everything, and we want to make sure that, she gets justice, and we want to know what happened. We want to know everything. I know I definitely do, but like I said, I encourage you guys to take a moment away from the news, take a moment away from Instagram and just all your social media channels that you have. Take a break away from it and try to get yourself together. I know that for me personally, like lately, with changes that I have been undergoing with my work, with my career, that has been a lot in itself. And I think that that's been directly affecting what I'm trying to do, like with my platform, with Thoughts of a Blog Queen and my blog. I think it's kind of been, taken away from that a little bit, because there's just been big changes. The economy right now is crazy. People are losing their jobs left and right, and it's sad. And I have to, I'm grateful. My God, I'm so grateful that I'm still, I still have my job. I truly do love what I do. But like I said, a lot of major companies are undergoing a lot of changes, because right now it's just not a great time in the economy. And for those of you that don't know, I actually work in like mortgage, real estate side of things. And so it's just kind of a lot going on. And so I have to make sure that I stay prayed up. I have to make sure that I'm, forever grateful, and that even on my worst days, even on my bad days, even on my long and exhausting days, I have to try to remember to take a moment to be grateful that I still have my job, and that I am still able to do what I do on a regular basis. So yeah, it's like we gotta decompress mentally. We gotta find things that we can do outside of worrying, because listen, anxiety is no joke. I've suffered with that for a very long time, and I know how it can get the best of you. So do your best to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself. You got to be able to do what you need to do first before you can excel or be great in anything else that you want to do. You got to take care of yourself. So that's just kind of, I wanted to do, that was my main thing for wanting to do a little pop-up episode for this podcast, just to kind of encourage you guys to do that check-in, that mental check-in. bear with me. Like I said, I'm kind of free flowing with this. I got a couple of notes and things down that I wanted to just go through and I wanted to talk about. So like holidays are here. This is my most favorite time of the year. I love when November 1st hits, and it's like, that's when Thanksgiving is in the air. And then from Thanksgiving goes to Christmas, and then from Christmas goes to New Year's. And this is my most favorite time of the year. Outside of like the season, like I love fall weather and I love spring weather, but this is my most favorite time. My favorite holiday is Christmas. I love just the vibe, the feel of Christmas and holidays and shopping and buying the perfect gift and going to holiday events and just, just getting together with family and all of that stuff. I love all of that. This is the time of year where, as a matter of fact, like the year is getting ready to end. And so you look back at your year, you start to think about things that you've already gone through, and you try to better prepare yourself for a better new year. But my holidays, so Thanksgiving just passed, and my Thanksgiving was really low key. It was different this year because normally I'm with like my mom and my sister and her family, and we're all together. Usually at my sister's house. It was different this year. We weren't all together. We were all kind of doing our own thing this year. So that was different, a little bittersweet, needed, just kind of everybody, I think, just wanted some wind down, quiet family time at home. And so that's what we all did. So everybody cooked in their own, my mom cooked at her place, my sister cooked for her family, I cooked at home. So it was different, but it was cool. I relaxed. Now I threw down in the kitchen. I'm not the guy. I threw down in the kitchen now. And I'm just about done eating all that stuff up and ready to find something else to eat now. It was good to just be at home and be here over this summer. And I haven't been on the microphone to share a lot of things with my audience. So a lot of people don't even know that I wasn't even home over the summer. I wasn't at my actual house over the summer. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time, whole nother episode. But so for me, being home was something that felt good. It was something that I wanted to do. I was happy to be here. I embraced it. I already just love being at home. I thrive in making my house, making it comfortable, making it nice, setting it up the way that I want it to be, finding things that I like, decorating certain things, putting stuff together. Like that's what I do to kind of keep me sane in this crazy world. I make my sanctuary the way that I want it to be, right? Because that's what your home is. Your home is your sanctuary. And so it should be comfortable. It should be nice. It should be exactly the way that you want it to be. Unapologetically do what you want to do with your home. And so it felt good for me to just be home because I carried a lot of stress over this summer, and I had to just kind of go through like the motions of life and deal with a lot of personal things. And so whenever we have to go through that stuff, I felt like it was time for me to take a moment to myself, which inspired me to start talking about the solo season. So if you're following me like on Instagram, you'll see that I've kind of been promoting, different reels and different posts and things talking about the solo season. And actually the next episode 33 that drops, that will be fully about the solo season. So I'm not going to get into it too much here, but that is kind of what I've personally been doing. And so what is the solo season? Well, your solo season is when you take a period whenever you feel the need to, and you are purposely focusing on yourself. You are finding the areas of your life and your feelings and things where you're feeling incomplete, things that you need to work on. Whatever it may be in certain areas of your life. It just may be overall, but you are being intentional about this season, and it can last for however long it needs to last. It may be a very brief season. It may be a week. It may be a month-long season. It may be a 60-day season. It may be a 90-day season. Hell, it might be a year that you need to go into a solo season. And it, like I said, it is about you being intentional about focusing on just yourself, because you may be someone who has often been the go-to person. You are often the person that is always extending your hand, extending your help, and you may not feel like you always get that back, whether it's intentional from others or not. People may not always think about it. Sometimes, if you're the strong one, people forget that the strong one needs help too. The strong one needs to be checked on too. The strong one goes through stuff too. And so if that is you, if that sounds like you, remember that you have to take these intentional seasons and just focus on you. This is going to be the time where you are going to say, no, can't do it. These are going to be the times where you are going to selflessly be about yourself. If that makes sense to you, you're going to do these things for yourself because it is needed. And no one can tell you that it is not. No one can tell you that you're wrong for doing it, because you can't be a lot to others if you're not a lot to yourself. That's just period, right? So that's what the solo season is all about. And I found myself having to go into that season over the summer. And honestly, I'm still kind of in that season. Doesn't really necessarily mean that you have to disconnect and shut down and not talk to people, but you are creating a sort of barrier around yourself and your involvement in other things that are not reflecting around you solely. And of course, that's not saying, oh, well, I'm in my solo season, so I ain't going to go to work. Listen, sis, don't do that. Don't do that. You got to show up for work. You got to still take care of, your kids and things like that. But it's just about you making sure that even in the midst of the other things that you have to do, you're still putting yourself as a priority. And where you can take shortcuts and where you can do things to help you out, if you have resources that will help you with the kids, if you have, ways that you can lighten your load at work, or if there's just things that you need to do for yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever, those things are priorities. Make them a priority. That is what your solo season is all about. But like I said, I'm going to do a whole entire episode, a whole blog breakdown on the solo season. There's going to be a blog and a podcast episode paired together, a double dose, specifically for signs and solutions of your solo season. So, look forward to that. What else is going on with me? Right now, book of the month. Currently, I am reading We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. This is a mindset type of book. So if you're interested in a new book read, I highly recommend that. That is what's been on I've pulled from my bookshelf to dive in. And it's just, like I said, this is a mindset book. And also, with me being in my solo season, it is about mindset. And I have to think about my bigger picture. I have to think about my goals. I have to think about all the things that I want to do. And I want to be a millionaire too. So that's one of the things, that's one of the ways that I have to pour into myself. I have to feed my soul with things that are going to help to grow the areas of my life that I want to grow. And so I need to read things, that I need to soak in positive things, that I need to soak in things that are going to help shape my mindset. And that's what I encourage you all to do. So follow along with me if you are a reader, or if you're looking for the next read, try that out. I love to support female authors. I am an aspiring author myself, so whenever I can find a good book written by a Black woman specifically, I am going to dive on it and take it in. So I'm not finished with it yet. When I actually finish and I can, review it completely from front to back, I'll check back in with you guys on that one. And let you know what I think about that. So yeah, you guys, I really wanted to, just take the time to make sure that I'm being a friend to my audience. The one thing that I want to make sure that you guys get from this podcast is I want you guys to get a sense of this is a safe space. I want you to get a sense of a podcast host that is going to uplift you, a podcast host that is going to motivate you, a podcast host that is going to check in with you. And I wish that I could check in with everybody individually that supports me, and everybody that listens to me one-on-one. Like, I wish that I could do that. I can't do that. I don't know everybody that's listening to me. I don't know everybody that supports me. But I know that I can reach my audience. Because when you come to this particular podcast and you press play, you are being intentional about that, right? You're choosing to listen to me and my, the things that I want to share, the thoughts of a blog queen. So I want to make sure that what you're getting from this platform is something that's going to fill you up, something that's going to uplift you. And I want to make sure I stay on that straight, just kind of that focal of support, and that focus of making sure you're good. Like, the friend that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't talk to on the phone, but you can always hit play on the episode and get whatever you need to get from the episode. I'm trying to reshape things a little bit as far as how I deliver my messages. I'm trying to be more visual with things. I'm trying to just do things a little bit more different and involve myself. I've been kind of behind the scenes of my pages, like my blog page, my Instagram pages and Facebook pages and all that. I've been kind of behind the scene. Everything has been like written, and I've created a lot of graphics and things like that for you guys, but I'm trying to do a little bit more of getting in front of the camera, letting you see my face, letting you feel my energy, letting you just kind of go along with me and make you more comfortable and make it a little bit more personable, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit something that I know that if you're a true follower of me and you've noticed kind of a change in that, like, okay, I see her face more. She's posting more videos, trying to get into the reels and, dive into that side of social media and take advantage of, that side of things. Just trying to do things a little bit different as I come through with a new, just new goals and a new mindset. And so like I was saying in the beginning, I felt like I was just sitting around and I was having my little drink in my living room, looking at my Christmas tree. And I was like, you know what? I want to just do a pop-up episode. And I have been like posting about self-care today. So I was like, let me just do like a Self-Care Sunday pop-up episode. And so maybe I can make it a thing. Typically when I drop new episodes, it's going to be on Thursdays. That's not going to change. Thoughts of a Blog Queen will drop new episodes on Thursdays still. But I was thinking that maybe that's something that I can kind of incorporate, do maybe not every Sunday. Because here I go again. Like, I'm like, the one thing about me, I'm going to come up with a new idea before I even finish the last idea. That's one thing about me. And I will come up with something and start something new, and I ain't even finished with the last thing I came up with. I am good for doing that. But like a self-care Sunday check-in, mental check-in is good, I think, to do. And maybe I can kind of like break it down into different, just different, I guess, topics or a different focus. I don't know. I'm figuring that out, but for today, I just wanted to check in because I felt like, like last week before I went on my little holiday break from work, Wednesday, I had such a tough day, a mentally tough day, and it had a lot to do with just work. And then as I was just scrolling, I was sitting out there and sipping a little bit and scrolling, and I was just like, man, I just saw so much stuff. I literally, y'all, was scrolling, and everything that I was passing through, it was just bad. It was negative. It was arrested for this, death this, fight this. It was just left. I was just like, I was like, okay, let me put the phone down for a second, because gosh, sheesh. I mean, it was just like everything that I was scrolling through, it was terrible. And I was like, see, this is what we're exposed to. And this is what we are so stuck on. We are literally stuck on this social media stuff. And I'm saying we, because it's we. I'm not saying it is we, me included. We are stuck on this social media stuff, and it can get the best of us. It can get the best of us, and we're seeing all of these things, and thank God, some of us aren't going through these things, but November was rough. There were a lot of deaths in November, and it was tough. So I'm hoping that as we go into December and prepare for our new year, I'm hoping that, a lot of good news hits people in December. A lot of blessings hit people in December. Unexpected blessings, unexpected financial blessings hit people in December. I'm hopeful that people are blessed before they go into, Christmas. People who right now are not, are kind of like trying to figure out how they're going to make things come together for their families for Christmas. I'm hopeful that something just unexpected and amazing happens to you financially, and that something great will come through for you guys. I'm hoping that if you're going through any type of depression right now, if you're going through any, I'm sorry, y'all. If you're going through any kind of depression right now, I'm praying that you come out of that place. If it feels dark, if it feels lonely, if it feels sad, if it feels scary, if it feels unfamiliar, I'm hoping that you come out of that. Because depression is real. Mental health is a big deal. And a lot of times we don't have people that we can talk to, or that we want to talk to, or that we really want to share things with, or that we really want to let into our personal lives. A lot of us live very private lives, myself included. But sometimes holding on to that stuff can be more harmful than it can be good. So I pray that you just find some sort of resource. I'm a huge advocate for journaling your thoughts. And listen, friend, if you don't get your thoughts out to anybody, if there's nobody that you feel comfortable with sharing your personal things that you're going through, I don't blame you. You just sometimes don't want to open up that part of your life with people. Especially if you don't have the right characters in your story to share that with. Everybody doesn't have people that they really need to be turning to for certain things. If you get my drift on that. Like, everybody is not the go-to person. And so if you're holding a lot of stuff in, I strongly recommend that you journal your thoughts. And when you journal, I really mean journal like you are writing to your bestie. Use your journal as your best friend and pour into that thing and get everything out. Don't worry about the handwriting of it. Get those thoughts out. And get them out the way that you want to get them out. Express them exactly how you need to express those feelings. Don't sugarcoat anything. Don't tiptoe around anything. A journal is a safe space for you. A journal is just a a resource for you to be able to get all of your emotions out without feeling judged, without feeling looked at a certain way. Get them out of you, because when you hold them in, you begin to fill up with those feelings. You get to a certain point where it just, like, you explode, right? Because you've been holding so much in. So like I said, I strongly recommend that you get into journaling if you don't find that, like, therapy is on, is reasonable or is on the table for you. It's not an option if you don't have someone that you really truly can trust. And when I say that, I really, like, you guys, really, I really want to stress this to you. Make sure that if you're talking to someone, you're talking to someone that is a good candidate for you to express yourself to. And that's not to throw shade to anybody or any of your friends or any of your family members or anything like that, but just be mindful about what it is that you're talking about, who it is that you're talking to, and make sure that it's going to be a good person. Or if you just feel like you need to get it out, let me tell you, set the tone and say, hey, listen, I just need to talk. I just need to if you're not a person who likes to write or journal, or even if you're not a writer, go to your phone and use like your voice memo, like record yourself, like record your thoughts. You don't have to do that either. But if you really want someone to talk to, sometimes set the tone for this conversation and just say, hey, listen, like, I need to talk to somebody. I need to get some thoughts out. And honestly, I really don't want the feedback. That's not what this particular conversation is, what I'm looking for to get out of it. I just really need to lay some things out that have been on my heart. And I think that I want to do that with you, if you don't mind. Make sure that you ask first. Ask people before you just unload all your problems and your issues on them. Ask them that if they have the capacity right then and there to be able to allow you to unload onto them. Because you know what? We don't know what people are going through. And sometimes they don't have that capacity to be able to go through what it is that they're going through and take in what you're about to unload onto them. They just don't want to be, or they don't even need to be. It's not that they don't really want to, it's that they might not need to be the person right then and there. Because like I said, the strong people, check on your strong friends too. You have that one person that you like to talk to because they're a good listener, they give good advice, but like, make sure that they're in the spot for you to be able to unload. So ask for permission first. And then, but then make sure, you just say, like, I'm really not even looking for advice. I'm not looking for feedback. I just want to talk to somebody. I want to be able to express myself to somebody while I'm going through this, or, and I would like for you to be that person if you don't mind. And then, if they're like, yeah, like, what's up? Then you go ahead if that's what you want to do. But like I said, make sure it's just a good candidate, because, everybody ain't, everybody is not the one. But yeah, y'all, that's kind of all I guess I really wanted to, just check in with you guys, make sure everybody was doing okay in the midst of this big Shanquella Robinson case and everything that's going on with the justice system and the economy system and everything. It's a lot. We're taking on a lot right now, right? We're going through, we're seeing, we're feeling, we're dealing with, we're experiencing a lot. And I know I can't be the only one. So that's why I was just instantly inspired to just get on the microphone and do what I'm calling this little pop-up episode. So yeah, y'all, I hope that, I don't know, I hope this was a little gem for somebody that's listening. I hope it was a little valuable. I hope you got something from it. I hope it was a little bit entertaining. It wasn't really a whole lot that I wanted to say, a very super short episode, but like I said, just something that was on my heart to share with you guys. And just, I want to make sure y'all are good, and I want to make sure you're taking care of yourselves to the best of your ability, and not always being the strong one. I know you're strong, friend. I know you are. And your family knows you are, and your friends know you are, and you know you are, and your kids know you are, and your partners, they know you are, but you don't always have to be, Make sure you're good. Check in with yourself if you're, are you crying a lot lately? Are you lashing out a lot lately? Are you doing things that you wouldn't normally do lately? All of these things can come from you being in a certain state of mind that you're not normally in. And so if that's the case, make sure you become aware. Awareness is everything. And once you are aware that this is something that might be affecting you, or that you might be going through, then you have a better way, you're better able to handle it and get a hold of it and take care of it before it gets worse, before, you are flipping out on people and doing things that you regret, saying things that you regret, or just anything like that. So, I don't know, you guys. I think that's it. I'm just sitting here looking at I did a really quick little note checklist in my phone before I got on the mic, and I think I ran through everything. I talked about everything that I wanted to just talk about really quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, thank you for my long time supporters. Thank you for my long time just people that look forward to new things from me, look forward to an episode, the people that check in and ask, where the hell is the episode at? You said you was gonna post something and you ain't never post something. I did. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't even gonna lie. Like I dropped a few months back. I was like, yeah, it's a new episode coming this week, and zoop, I slipped right on by that. I didn't drop shit, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, y'all. I was going through something. Y'all just have to bear with me. This is real life. It's a real life struggle. And I'm really trying to get through and maneuver with y'all. Like, let's go through this thing together. But I do have a new episode coming soon. I refuse to tell you guys when I'm gonna drop it, because ain't no telling what's gonna happen to me that week. So when I finish recording the episode, then I'm gonna promote it. But there is one coming, because I want to get into the solo season that I mentioned earlier and what I've been promoting. So yeah, shout out to all the other podcast platforms that have been continuously going strong. That have been pumping out content left and right. Like, y'all the real MVPs. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I wish it got podcasters that are just on it. And I think it's amazing. I think it's great, because, where some people might just think that, having a podcast show is just recording you talking, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. There's a lot of thought. There's a lot of preparation. There's a lot of resources and things that you need to, research, and just planning, and all of that stuff that you need to put into your episodes, just so you're just not throwing anything out there. And so there are some amazing podcast shows out there that are really, pumping stuff out there. I am looking forward to getting caught up on new episodes. Shout out to my family's podcast, Just Cuz podcast. They have a show, and they've been trying to, get their platform together and get things, going for them. Shout out to the bloggers, my blog community, Brown Girl Bloggers, Black Women Who Blog, Women of Color Podcast, Women Supporting Women, all of those, shout out to all of that. I know that we are all doing the same thing, but we can still all be supportive of one another. And I just look forward each and every day to seeing all of the great things that my communities, my podcast community, my blog community, everybody is, trying to work hard to develop what it is that they want to develop and to reach goals that they want to reach. So shout out to everybody. And yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I was trying to think if I had anything else to say. Just, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're always checking in with yourself, and make sure that you're loving on yourself unapologetically, completely, and never stop, never waver in that care and that love that you have for yourself. All right, so you guys, thank you for tuning in to this pop-up episode of Thoughts of a Blog Queen podcast. I am Lorraine Renee, also known as Blog Queen. And until next time, you guys, peace and blessings.
Let's do this.
It's showtime.
You're listening to the Thoughts of a Blog Queen podcast.
These are just my thoughts.
With your host, Lorraine Renee.
A woman, her thoughts, and a mic.
Are you ready? Check this out.